Makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine. Even if you call.
Let's get into our main topic of the day and what we're going to be discussing. Okay. The Little Mermaid and Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse. The question is, why was Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse successful and not the Little Mermaid? Okay. Spider-Man, hold on, let me get to the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse swings to a massive $120.5 million opening domestically. Why is this significant? Because the Little Mermaid only did 117 with a 4-day holiday weekend. With not even Spider-Man didn't even have half the budget. Remember, the budget that the Little Mermaid had was $250 million plus $150 million marketing budget. That's $400 million. Spider-Man spent half of that, $100 million on the movie and probably about $80 to $100 million on marketing. And they made more. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened? Where are the races? That's what I'm asking. Where are the races at? Why didn't y'all review bomb this movie? Am I tripping? Oh, where's this? And now you got the media. Are they waving the white flag? Are they waving? Hold on, because I lost something. There we go. Is the media waving the white flag? Is the Little Mermaid a box office success? This is coming from MovieWeb. This is a credible website. I used to be on their website all the time to keep up with all the movies that were coming out. The Little Mermaid, the live action remake of the classic 1989 Disney animated film of the same name, has become so shrouded in debate and politicization. Yeah, fuck that word. That simply liking the film or not liking the film has become less about holding a critical opinion and more about defending an ideological position and making a statement. While many people honestly felt that the very idea of remaking the beloved 1989 film was pointless, if not sacrilegious, much of the criticism of the remake has, of course, centered around the remake's perceived woke agenda, specifically with the casting of Halle Bailey, a black actress, as the film's titular character in a traditionally red-haired and white role. Let's get to the point. Released in North America on May 26th prior to the Memorial Day weekend, The Little Mermaid grossed $118.6 million over the Friday to Monday Memorial Day frame, slightly ahead of the 2019 live-action remake of Aladdin, which did $116.8. However, this $118.6 million opening weekend at the domestic box office was more than offset by a lackluster opening weekend performance in the international markets, where The Little Mermaid only grossed $63.8 million, including a pitiful $2.5 million opening weekend gross from an all-important Chinese market. Jesus, as the previous live-action Disney remake films have made more money at the international box office than domestically, and by a wide margin, The Little Mermaid is in very bad position to simply reach a break-even point financially, much less earn a sizable profit. With a $250 million production budget and a reported $140 million marketing costs, The Little Mermaid, under the most generous of projections, needs to gross approximately $560 million at the worldwide box office, according to Hollywood insiders, to reach its break-even threshold. That's cap. Okay, just do the math. If they spent $400 million on the movie, okay, if they spent $400 million on the movie, remember, every dollar that they bring in, the theaters get 40% of that. So, and I did the math last night. If they brought in $800 million, which, most people say that's probably what they need to make a profit, 320 million of that 800 million goes to the theaters, and that leaves them with what, $480 million. Well, you spent 400 million on the movie, therefore you only made 80 million dollars. It's a profit, but you don't spend 400 million dollars on a movie to only make 80 million dollars. This movie needs to make $1 billion to be a success. Remember, people, they're looking for a success. They're not looking for just a profit. I mean, yeah, you are looking for a profit, but when you're spending $400 million on a movie, you're thinking it's going to make you $1 billion and beyond. You don't spend $400 million on a movie to only make $80 million. We're gonna do the math one more time for the people in the back who don't understand. Theaters get 40% of the profits. If you spend $400 million on a film, which Little Mermaid did, and you make $800 million at the box office, theaters get $320 million of that. That leaves you with $480 million. Subtract $400 million because that's what you already spent on the movie, right? You started in a negative. No. Do it this way. You started back with what you had. You started with $400 million. You subtracted it. You added another $480 million because that's what you made at the box office. And then now you have an extra $80 million. That's all you made was $80 million. So, however, this $560 million figure, which assumes a $300 million domestic gross and a $260 million international gross, also includes $100 million in expected earnings from television, both free and paid television, another $100 million from home entertainment, digital and DVD, and $80 million from the international television sales and streaming rights. Basically, the $560 million break-even scenario accounts for an exhaustion of film's potential revenue streams beyond its theatrical life, and leaves little possibility for the film to be able to achieve any substantial profit for Disney. Where's the last comment I'm trying to get? Basically, it's a flop. Now, so the question is, why did The Little Mermaid fail, whereas Miles Morales Spider-Man didn't? Okay, why? Because Miles Morales is his own separate character. Okay, his own separate character. Yes, he's a tokenized version of Spider-Man. Yes, but he's not Peter Parker. On top of that, they don't belittle Peter Parker to prop him up. They don't virtue signal. They don't talk about the Black experience. They show you the Black experience. That is the best part about Miles Morales. They don't talk about the Black experience or the Hispanic experience. They show it to you. They show you the fact that he's wearing Jordans, which, arguably a lot of people wear Jordans, but in the Black community, niggas love Jordans. They show you the fact that he's wearing Jordans. They're showing you his hair, which is, nappy and niggerish. You know what I'm saying? They show you the fact that there's hip hop music playing whenever he's swinging. You get what I'm saying? Instead of the normally epic, cinematic kind of music that's playing with Spider-Man, Peter Parker is swinging. But with Miles Morales, it's hip hop music. They show you him speaking Spanish. They show you him, with certain type of Hispanic foods and stuff like that he eats or whatever the case may be. They show you, not tell you. They're not marching in the street going Black Lives Matter and waving flags and doing all this nonsense. They're showing it to you. And I'm not talking about just in this movie. I'm talking about across comics, video games, and whatever the case may be. The way he dressed, the way he talks, his attitude towards the world, they're showing you. On top of that, he's a fan of Peter Parker in Spider-Man. And he's a kid. And he's being mentored by Spider-Man, Peter Parker. What is Ariel? What is Halle Bailey's Ariel? She's a race swap version. Nobody likes that. Nobody. And they're trying to convince you this is a better version. It's not. It's just not. Virtue signaling, woke agenda, propaganda, feminist propaganda, and just trying to shove their agenda down your throat is the reason why The Little Mermaid flopped and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse did not. I'm sorry, that title, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, is just it's a lot to say, man. But anyway, whew, whew. Over here in the comments, Reed says because he wasn't race swap, pretty much. Jason Holt says that makes sense. Show, don't tell. That is the number one way. First of all, that's one of the primary lessons you learn in film, regardless. You show, you do not tell. Okay? That's one of the primary lessons you learn in film. And if you, and like I said, even stuff that is woke can be successful if you show and not tell. That's why Wednesday was good. That's why that Prey movie was good. What's the movie I watched recently that was kind of woke, but it was good? I forgot. I'll think of it later. But the point is, if you show it to us and stop telling it to us and stop preaching it to us, then we have nothing to complain about. As long as it's good, it's still got to be good. It's still got to be good. Just because you show it to us don't mean that we will ignore it. Because even if you show it to us, because I mean, it's not like The Little Mermaid was trying to preach to you, not the movie itself. It was the people around it trying to preach to you. But if it's bad, it's bad. and while I don't agree, like I saw Geeks and Gamers talking about The Little Mermaid, he said the movie was just bad, it was terrible, and all of this. I don't agree with that. The movie's not terrible. It's okay. I do believe Halle Bailey's performance was well done, but the rest of it just wasn't good. And so 5 out of 5, 6 out. I mean, no, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 is where it's fine. Are you going to rewatch it? Probably not. Can you get through it? Absolutely, you can. Jason Holt says the eye and mind pick that up and you process it without being told what to think. There you fucking go. There you go. Absolutely. Let me read that for y'all again, who's not able to look at the comments. Jason Holt says the eye and the mind pick that up and you process it without being told what to think. Exactly. I didn't say that, Jason. I didn't say 5 out of 5. Don't you? That was a typo. I mean, not a typo. That was a speako. Whatever, man. I gotta get up out of here. All right, guys. That's been the show. I really appreciate y'all for coming through. We went a little bit over today, but that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It was worth it. I appreciate y'all for stopping by.
Let's go. Hey. Beat that thing down like you started attention, my baby. You had some plans with your man. Just tell him to cancel.